of the presentation. At the end, we're going to open it up for questions, for a few questions, and then we will have a written copy of an updated press release as well as pictures of both of the victims and the suspect, and we will be sending this out electronically as well. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Sheriff Gary Cutler.
Thank you, Dennis. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a cold day across Central Texas here, and it's a cold day here in Hays County, because our hearts are heavy here today with the loss of a beautiful 5-year-old girl yesterday. I'll go over a few of the details of it, and I'll turn it over to our district attorney. He'll discuss the charges that have been filed. About the 12:51 p.m. yesterday afternoon, our communications center received a 911 call from a male subject stating that he was a victim of a stabbing. They responded to the 200 block of Willow Terrace, which is the east side of our county in the Green Pastures area. As patrol arrived and started their initial investigation at the scene, they met with the individual who had multiple stab wounds, informed us that a female inside a trailer there, also with a small child, was responsible for his injuries. As they continued to do their investigation there at the scene and collected information, the decision was made to call out the SWAT team to make entry to this trailer. SWAT team arrived and made entry. As they did, they took a female subject into custody and also found a 5-year-old child deceased in the trailer. The autopsy was performed today. Said it's a cold day here, people. And little girl died of multiple stab wounds and had been mutilated. And I really don't want to go into too much detail about the condition of the victim. That's not what we're here about today. So the mother's taken into custody. The woman was the mother of the child. She is in custody of the Hays County Sheriff's Office and has been charged. And I'm going to let the district attorney talk about the charges. He was with us at the scene last night. We've been there all night, all day. We'll be there back tonight, continuing our investigation, collecting evidence. So at this time, our DA, Westbound.
Good afternoon. In consultation with the Sheriff's Department and based on the evidence we had available to us at the time, Ms. Villanueva has been charged with capital murder for causing the death of her child. She's also been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is a second-degree felony for the injuries sustained by Mr. Uresti. Whether or not those remain the charges will depend on how the investigation develops. It's a little early now to decide whether or not those are the charges that will be presented to the grand jury, and the grand jury will eventually have the final say on what charges are going to be filed. Likewise, the DA's office has made no decisions on what possible punishments we're going to be seeking. We won't make that decision until we have all the facts before us and until we know exactly what charges we're going to be dealing with.
I would like to say a couple of things before we go to Q&A. I've been in this line of work over 43 years, 11 years as a homicide detective up in Travis. This is one of the worst cases I've ever seen, I've been a part of. It's probably the most horrific cases in the history of Hays County. It's very sad. So this time we'll take some of your questions.
Were drugs or alcohol a factor in this?
As we have not uncovered that yet, I got to understand we'll take some weeks to get some toxicology and lab results back, so we do not know exactly until we get those results back. Remember now, let me emphasize, this case is just a little over 24 hours old, and it's still a very much ongoing investigation. And as Dennis said, we apologize. There's a reason why we had to delay this today. We couldn't do this till 3 o'clock. So that was the reason. But no, we don't know those answers yet.
Can you please name those involved again?
Yes. We will have pictures for you. The mother charged is Krystle Villanueva. She's a 24-year-old Hispanic female. We'll provide you pictures of that. She has been charged. And the victim in the case is Giovanna Hernandez, the 5-year-old victim in the case.
Do you mind spelling that?
First name is Giovanna. Last name Hernandez.
Do you have a date of birth for the victim?
I do not have a date of birth, as she's 5 years old.
And the man who was stabbed, what was his relation?
He is the man that was stabbed is the father-in-law of the mother.
Do you know the living relationship? Was that the parents' house? Was that her house? Who all lived in the home?
We do know that the suspect in the case, now defendant, had just moved in about a week ago. That's still part of the ongoing investigation.
Has she talked to investigators or indicated any?
Yes, there has been some interviews, but like I said, we're 24 hours deep into this and still a lot of interviewing taking place.
Do you believe the murder took place yesterday, or was there any reason to believe that it had happened a while ago, or
Oh, no, we feel like it definitely happened yesterday, yes.
during the altercation with the older gentleman?
Yes, probably before he received his injuries.
Do you have a report on his condition?
Do what now?
The man who was stabbed.
He was treated and released, treated in the hospital and released.
Did that man know anything about the little girl? Did he tell you anything?
Yes, he has been interviewed, and that's ongoing also.
Do we know what led up to this?
No, not at this time.
Did Hays County law enforcement have any history in dealing with the suspect, the defendant?
They've had some minor issues with law enforcement in the past, and we have only had really one call at that residence, but the suspect has had some minor issues with law enforcement in the past, nothing really major issues.
Does the suspect have any other children or any other family members who may have been in the home at the time?
No, not that we're aware of, no.
So the mother does not have any other children?
No, not that we're aware of, no.
Was
Do you
there
know
any
the
people
where-
living at the trailer?
Yes, there were people in the trailer, like I said, she's only been there a week, and all that's still under
But nobody
investigation.
else was home at that time?
No, just him and the father-in-law.
Any,
Her and the father-in-law.
any whereabouts of the father of the child?
Yes, he's in the area, yes.
She appears
We've
to
been
be,
in contact with him.
she appears to be almost smirking in her mugshot. I mean, what was her mindset when she was arrested? And
Well, that's just the way the picture snapped. I couldn't tell you that. I don't know her mindset on that, obviously.
Did she seem to have any remorse or anything at the time of her arrest when?
Well, I'd rather not go into her at the time of the arrest or when she was booked in.
did she resist arrest, or once detective showed up?
Do what now?
Did she resist arrest?
No, she did not resist arrest.
Where was the little girl going to school? She going to school?
That's still under investigation.
So y'all got the call at 12:53 p.m. What time did the SWAT team actually enter the residence and find the little girl dead?
SWAT team, sometime before 2, time the SWAT team got there, placed her staying under surveillance by officers. Numerous officers responded the entire time.
Why did it take so long for law enforcement to get to the little girl?
Based on the information being received from the victim, the alleged victim at that time, who'd received the stab wounds, and the information they were gathering, decision was made that we should actually call out SWAT to make entry on what their information they're receiving, which we cannot release.
Was the only weapon a knife?
We did recover a lot of evidence in that trailer, and like I said, we spent a lot of time there, and we did recover some knives, but I can't go into all our evidence.
The road was still blocked off about an hour ago. What was some of the reasons for having that road blocked
This is
off?
quite a crime scene. We will be there again tonight, and we've been there since over 24 hours now.
So you can't just block off the home, have to block off the whole road?
Well, there's reasons we're doing that because of canvassing the area and whatnot. Anything else?
Can you run us through what happened? I mean, like, as soon as they called, what time you got there, like, just the whole thing?
Well, like I said, it all started with the 911 call from the male subject who was stabbed, and he made the initial call and we responded. So
And at the time of that call, did he know that something had happened to the victim?
he was concerned about the child, and like I said, that information was being continued received by the officers as they interviewed him there at the scene. You're interviewing a person that had stab wounds, so all that has to be taken into consideration.
A call had been made to that address previously, you stated. Do you know the time frame when that happened?
Oh, it was a while back. Like I said, this is still ongoing. Don't misunderstand me here. And it's still ongoing. And so to our information as of right now, she had only been there like a week. So all that's got to be researched.
Was she employed?
That's unknown yet. Anything else?
Any idea about motive at all?
That's all still under investigation.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. As I stated before, we do have a written copy of this updated press release. We do have copies of pictures here that we'll distribute at the back door. This will be sent out electronically within the next 3 to 4 minutes to your home offices. And so we appreciate all y'all being here. Again, like the sheriff says, it's a very tragic day for Hays County, and there's still a lot of legwork to do. If we do have any updates to this case, we'll send them as we can. And again, this is a fluid investigation, so I can't promise anything within the next 24 to 48 hours. So again, thank you all very much for being here, and have a good day. Thank you. Sure. Y'all, we're going to leave this room open. I know it's cold outside, so if y'all need to do some editing or whatever, Spanish-speaking TV, Sergeant Mike Wood, if you want to do any on-cameras, he's available to assist you on that. And so again, we have refreshments here to the side. There's water, some tea, and some coffee. So if y'all need something, come see myself or one of the uniform officers to assist. Thank you. Gary?
I'm powering down. Can you verify that?
Well, he's actually the district attorney.
We're good to go?
I wanted to kind of